All right, man. Let's see if anyone's gonna join. It definitely feels weird. But hey, here we are. Okay, so cool. Yeah. Welcome. First time streaming. Trying stuff out, seeing if that actually works for me or not, and if there's people that actually would join me on the ride and see what happens, right? So here we are. Just recently, while we were working on Simply Block Vela, we needed a nice status page. We wanted to show people that the services are up. If there's a problem, what the problem is. And in general, just like the status page. So I shopped around, and while there are a few cheaper options, a lot of them, or for most companies, it literally comes down to using Atlassian Statuspage, which is a good $13,000 a year. I think it's like $1,250, $1,500 a month, which I mean, even for what you get, is like super basic, right? You get a few health checks for showing which services are up and stuff like that. It is not great. So we need a little bit more, and then you have the other problem that potentially you might have some issues. You might need certain features that are not actually available on status page at all. For me, I needed some specific checks, health checks to be built inside of Kubernetes, to make sure that our databases are up or the customer databases are up. So long story short, the gist of it is that in the end, I actually went down, and created my own status page. Actually, the what ended up happening is that I created much more than just the status page. So from that perspective, it all got a little bit bigger than I expected. But now we basically have a whole admin dashboard doing a lot of stuff, and one of those things is the status page. And anyhow, as I said, long story short, I thought it was actually a pretty cool thing. I vibe coded the whole thing. People that know me know that I am very skeptical of AI and Gen AI and vibe coding in general. But I have to admit, over the last couple of weeks, I used it more. I tried different coding assistants, and that's actually not as bad as the last time I tried it, which was about a year ago or so, right? So from that perspective, I guess it actually makes quite a big difference. I would still claim you cannot leave it running or let it running wild on its own, but people figured out quite a number of good helpers, and the whole like skill files, markdown files that kind of guide the coding assistant are actually quite nice and really helpful. So anyway, let's get started on that. I think it makes sense to just go through bit by bit. I'm not sure if I get to everything today. I have about 45 minutes, and initially I only thought of trying stuff out, seeing if the streaming actually works. But hey, here we are. So let's keep going on that. I will eventually upload the source code, the generated source code to GitHub for other people to use it. I do not intend to market that or anything, but if you find this helpful, if you like the source code, if you want to help, feel free, join in. And probably it's gonna be the next big status page open source project. Who knows, right? Okay, so first start. Let's teach the agent what we want, and let's start fairly basic, right? So let's see, where is my OBS? There we go. So create a status page for that shows health information about a SaaS platform. The status page should be public, but include a private section for configuration and incident management. For how do we do this? For for tech stack, we want TypeScript, Next.js, Postgres. We're actually gonna use Vela. I'm gonna teach it in a second to use the Vela skill. And yeah, let's go with that first. Let's see what it actually does. Now let's create the agent files later on. I think that makes more sense. So one thing, this is not a tutorial. I am far from being a vibe coding expert by now. I believe that the whole ecosystem is still evolving. There's a lot of stuff still to being figured out. This is just what I've learned over the last like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever, while I'm using it a little bit more. If you have any feedback, if you have any idea how to make things better or stuff that could be done differently, yes, feel free, and let me know. Write in the chat. I'm happy to give you some thought and some idea on that, or also just making sure that I'm taking in your suggestions and help. So that is still working. While this is still ongoing, I have some things that I've learned from my first try to make it look nice later on. I have some screenshot of stuff that I think looks really nice. Last time I had a little bit of an issue. Maybe it's good. Let's look at a typical status page, like status page. Let's actually use the Vela status page, right? So we have that one. So that one is what I've actually vibe coded, including all of the incident management, the whole underlying admin dashboard, everything. I don't say that it is completely vibe coded in the sense that I let the AI run wild. I cleaned it up. I pinpointed some issues. But in general, this is I haven't done anything in terms of design. I only told the codex agent what I wanted. What I had a little bit of issue with was getting those nice uptime bars. Eventually, I just gave it a screenshot like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about. And it immediately did what I wanted. Okay, so that one is still thinking. Let's see what it actually can come up with. Let's give it another second or so, and then we'll see. Okay, but I see we're actually getting somewhere. We're getting some code already. Let's see what it will eventually look like. I created some more folders, so it seems like it's still doing some additional stuff. In the meantime, we can already get the URL for the SimplyBlock Vela skill. It will teach the AI afterwards how to actually connect to SimplyBlock, or not to SimplyBlock but to Vela. As you can see, it's fairly comprehensive. It has a lot of Postgres stuff. It tells the agent how the Vela connection string works. It's mostly a Postgres string, not 100%. Well, it is a Postgres connection string, but there are some specifics based on Vela branches and stuff. So from that perspective, it understands how the branching, how the connection string works. It understands how to use the REST API based on the connection string you provide. We'll create a Vela branch in a few seconds. So it is still ongoing, and it used npm. I should have told it to use pnpm, but it doesn't really matter in this case. Whatever. All right. Well, that seems to take a little bit longer than I expected. So let's do that. Let's go into Vela already. Let's use our sign up. I do have a GitHub account signed up, but let's do a new one. So we have some blogger. I don't know what the last number is. Let's just use that one. Totally secure password. It's me and me as well. So here we are. New email account. Now I don't need to save the password. It wasn't that complicated. Just for measure, I'm gonna change the password afterwards. Don't worry. All right, I got the email for email verification because we're in a private tab. Just gonna do it like that. We call this status page. That's the organization. So we create the organization. That's all fine. Status page. So just a short notice how this stuff works. You actually have organization project limits and branch limits. Branches in Vela are always like a full-blown database. So from that perspective, you can have multiple databases in a single branch. Let's just keep it on 50. The project limits basically tell me how many branches or how much resources in the system can I use at any point in time in like an actual fashion. The branching tells me how large every single branch is, and you see, I don't know. Do we need? Now I don't think we need file storage. File storage would actually give us like an HTTP endpoint for like S3 compatible. But we need database, we need CPU. We don't need a massive project, so 2 vCPUs is totally fine. We call it Statuspage, so let's create it right now. So that was the project. Now let's create the database itself. Just give it a password. Let's save it real quick somewhere where I can actually find it later on. And I'll just keep it. Let's increase that to 2 CPUs. Let's give it a little bit more RAM maybe. Let's increase the database, and yeah, don't really care about IOPS. It's not gonna be like a massive thing. All right, cool. So our database is being spun up. It should take a few seconds. Let's see what the coding agent. Oh, the coding agent finally managed as well. Cool. Come on, base. There we go. So now we have our database as well. Obviously, it's completely empty. It doesn't have anything. Our connection URL. So let's quickly connect the string. Install agent skill from Vela connection string is, what was it? I copied it before. Connection string is, and I know you can see the password, but doesn't matter. I'm gonna change it afterwards. All right, let's have it install. In the meantime, while this is working, maybe I can say a few more words. So what we have now is a full-blown Postgres database. So we can basically go here and say, okay, cool. We have a table editor. For people that know Supabase, you will find this like very, very familiar because we're basically We started by forking Supabase out. But you can see we're running Postgres 18.1 on x86-64, 64-bit. We actually compiled it ourselves, but mostly for the small VM image. So there's like no real reason why it wouldn't happen. I can also see it started up. It's listening. And we have PG Bouncer in between. So external connections are PG Bouncer. We have PG Meta and Postgres available for access for access via REST API. And there's more stuff. So okay, so it allow what is it missing? Path to GitHub URL. What were you saying? Why did you fail to download the GitHub skill? Whatever. What? Local Python TLS certification. What? yeah, allow first session. Come on, go. Okay, whatever. I don't know. For some reason, it really believed that GitHub has no valid TLS certificate. Whatever. Cool. That's interesting. So it's restarting Codex. It installed the skill, right? It figured out the connection string. And let's restart and get a new Codex session. So from here, we can now say use the Vela skill to integrate or to update the PostgreSQL implementation and the project and map it. There we go. Cool. So we asked it to connect Postgres. They already set up Postgres stuff in I guess database. Yep. Okay. It created a schema, platform config, fair, service components. Yep. Okay. Cool. Incidents. Platform. Okay. Does some initial setup. It is very basic, I think. All right. The skill package doesn't include sections. Oh, come on. You really messed up the installation. Oh, come on. All right. Let's retry in a few. I actually got it to work before, so all right. Okay, so it creates the example env. That is cool. Init sh. Let me guess, the init sh is the database initialization. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. All right, so I think it's a good point to actually have it create the agent skill, create agent MD. Okay, so what I'm doing is basically telling the agent, hey, create your agent MD or like your markdown file, and add an extraction to always keep it up to date. And I guess afterwards we'll quickly retry to install the skill. I really don't understand why it didn't work. Must be something weird, because there is no good reason why Python wouldn't be able to connect to the internet from my perspective. Just doesn't make sense. Okay, so we have the agent markdown. All right, cool. I would assume that is correct first and foremost. let's try again. Okay, does it work now? Install skill from GitHub. I think it looks better this time. Does it? Yeah, maybe. Okay. Okay, I think this is where it might fail again. I don't understand. I did it before and it was not a problem at all. I mean, in the worst case, I just clone the repository and tell it to use a local path, which I guess should work as well. I mean, I actually have the local version. I can probably just pinpoint it to it. Let me guess, you did not really do anything, right? I assume all the files are missing again. Let's have a quick look. Yeah. Oh, maybe the problem is that I had it installed before and it actually failed. That is a very good question. Obviously, I had it installed before. So let's maybe have it start over a new. Might be better. Yep. All right, cool. So now let's try again. Install. Let's do allow for session. Let's see if it actually does something this time. Okay, that I guess looks better. Okay, cool. It still doesn't have all the reference files, but well, let's see. Maybe it still works. All right. Anyway, so let's see. We have incidents here. We have a page. We have login. Okay, so that's the admin section. We have a public status page, which is only a route for whatever reason. Okay, it didn't really do the npm. Anyway, let's do it manually. Whatever. Maybe it also messed it up. I guess we'll figure that out in a second. But it takes a while, so I assume it did not run yet. Oh, wait. You know what? Because I just see that there is no log file yet. Let's use pnpm. There we go. All right. That's better. There we go. Cool. So I assume that error is gone. It's loading. It's thinking, and it is gone. Perfect. All right. Let's try, I guess, right? Let's see where we... Oh, wow. Okay. That did absolutely not work. Configuring... You should actually use the TypeScript file. Configuring layer Next.js type, please install. All right, whatever. Let's rename that. Don't want to argue right now. let's just do that. I'm pretty sure it is supposed to work, but I'm not gonna argue today. Maybe I'll look into this next time. All right, so cool. Let's see if we have anything happening here already. Yes and no. I think we should. Practically we don't. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. We haven't set up the environment file yet. Let's maybe quickly go back to the other chat, but still had let's quickly store them. Let's make sure that we actually have a meaningful database connection. Oh, and obviously we also need to ensure that our database is initialized, which I think it is not right now. Let's have a quick look. Cool, it did not work at all. Cool. So yeah, let's quickly do this, and then we go here. You know, I always love when you want to show how awesome stuff is, and it literally doesn't work at all. But hey, this is what it should be, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't make much fun. Okay, so now our relations don't exist. That is very true. Let's quickly do that. I could run it myself, but hey, now we want to do as much as possible automatically. So because p-SQL is not our, oh yeah, that's right. Just need to make one small change. It can't know. Actually installed it via Homebrew, and because I installed Postgres 18 alongside 17 initially, it now has a different name. Why do you still think you want to use that anyway? So far for cool, right? So db init, yeah, right. Source. Let me quickly use bash. Source and db init. No. Why not? What do we call it? Vela database 0. Shouldn't that work? Shouldn't that work? I'm actually sourcing the environment file. The environment file sets the parameter. I'm trying to set up all right, that's anyone why is that not working? As I said, you know, the beauty of the beauty of give me just a second. The beauty of live coding. It never works the way I expect it to do. And I really don't understand why. Postgres. I really believe it should work. Maybe that's the problem. No. Can you actually source it? Like, for real? Where so right directory, it doesn't bother. It actually does that. So why? What did it do wrong here? What did it do wrong? Is the dash Z wrong? Is that, no, it's actually empty. Okay, interesting. Why is that empty? Anyway, let's do that. One parameter is enough anyways. I'm pretty sure it's the substitution, but I am not 100% sure why. Okay. Why are you not telling me today? I think I look like a complete idiot right now, but I really don't see it. Unbound variable. What am I missing? You know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to look deeper into that. Same thing. I don't have enough time today to actually do this, so let's just quickly run with that. So now we should have our tables if everything worked out. Yep, here's the tables. Some stuff should have data. There we go. Perfect. I'll look into that. Just not right now. It must be something weird. I don't know yet. Okay. Anyway, so finally we should be able to actually run it. So let's see if it works now. Yes, cool. There we are. All right. Private admin, not the best way to put it here, but hey, we're trying, right? Operational degraded. That's actually already pretty cool. Wherever it got the numbers from, I think they're hard-coded right now, most probably. Wherever that page is. I guess it's just returning it from the status page. Get public status. Yeah, okay, right. Okay, there's... Interesting. It must have added something to the database. All right. Let's keep going. Have a few more minutes before I jump out today. So let's see. What else? Oh yeah, let's do the uptime bars. Because last time those were slightly more complicated. Okay, so let's do like uptime bars for the last 30 days. One uptime bar per service. So let's see what it does. Color coding for the bars should be as follow. Green, all good. Yellow, minor incident. Red, major incident. There we go. So let's see what we get. Probably have to give it a screenshot again. It's doing its stuff. What kind of stuff did it add? The uptime bar, green, grid, yellow, green. Okay, that makes sense. Status, component uptime, start of UTC day. Oh wow, I hate JavaScript. But all right, yeah, doesn't look too stupid at first glance, at least. That's actually something I always love to do. Just looking at the different files, trying to get a grasp for what it actually did, and to be able to stop it right in its tracks when it goes haywire. Doesn't happen as often as it did in the past. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 23, 2, 24, 26, 28. All right, it did 30. But again, it doesn't really look nice. So let me grab my screenshot and make it slightly nicer. Copy image, paste. You know what? That's actually not a good image. Let's take one from our status page, like that, and we just drop this in. Where's my screenshot? There we go. So the main idea is that I actually want to have like upside. What is it actually like? Horizontal bar, vertical bars. That's what it is. And let's see if I can actually do this. I guess that's the last thing for today. Didn't get as far as I wanted, mostly because I was fighting the skill. But let's see if we can keep going on that. All right, cool. So that looks actually much better. Let's see if it comes up with the idea of putting 2 per row, but maybe not. Let's actually make it like this so I don't have to switch too much. I want 2 bars per row. Let's see. Let's see if we can quickly get this done. And food should arrive in a few minutes as well. So that is definitely when I'm out for today. Okay, that did absolutely not what I wanted. Let's roll this back. No. Let's see if it understands now. If not, let's restart at that point next time. It's doing something. All right. Okay. It keeps overall in a single row. That's fair enough. And now we have 4 rows here. We have some initial stuff here. Yeah, I think doesn't look great yet, but I think it's a good start. So let's actually stop here, check this in. I love that at every single time that it claims like what it's actually connecting to. Very nice. We're not. Whatever. Well, let's do that. Initial commit in Statuspage setup. Okay. It should have, yeah, okay, so that's in git ignore. If it's not in that specific one, it would definitely be in my global git ignore for this computer. All right, cool. I'm gonna set up a repository. I'm gonna upload it, and let's see. Maybe we do another round. Maybe tomorrow, somewhere. All right, cool. Thank you for joining. And happy to have you. And I'll see you next time.